Hello, everyone. Here are the results of the fifth survey, the impact of COVID-19 on tourism in New Brunswick. The Tourism Industry Association of New Brunswick, TIANB, has been conducting surveys to better understand the impact of COVID-19 on our tourism operators. 98 operators around the province have filled out this fifth survey between July 6th to July 13th, 2020. As mentioned earlier, we had more than 95 operators fill out the survey. Of them, 43% are accommodations, including hotels, bed and breakfast, and inns. 11% are tourism operators. 10% are from the food and beverage service sector. And 5% are attractions. We have received the input from all 5 scenic drives in New Brunswick. 40% from the Acadian Coastal Drive, 5% from the Appalachian Range Route, 12% from the Funday Coastal Drive, 1% from the Miramichi River Route, and 27% from the River Valley Scenic Drive. 8% did not respond to this question. A little over 56% of the respondents are year-round operators, while more than 40% are seasonal. 3% have not responded to this question. When asked, what is the current state of your tourism operation, we are seeing that more than 43% have reopened. 29% were able to remain open, 9% have closed temporarily, while 2% have closed permanently. 28% have reduced staff hours. In others, we have seen personal comments like, "We opened a little later than usual. We will not open until the case of COVID ceases or until a vaccine is discovered. We are partially reopened or waiting for a loan to reopen." In reference to the Atlantic bubble, now that it is open, we've asked if people are seeing more reservations and bookings over the summer. 15% have answered yes, while 84% have answered no. And do they think that the Atlantic bubble will help the survival for the season? 17% have answered yes, while 57.6% have answered no. 25% did not answer this question. We asked the tourism operators which types of COVID-19 related aid they have received so far. 46% were able to take advantage of the 75% wage subsidy. Over 16% qualified for the 10% wage subsidy. More than 43% were able to take advantage of the 40,000% interest-free loan. 12.5% of the Canadian Emergency Response Benefits, and 12.5% for the GST and HST deferral. 3% for the Canadian Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance, and 18% did not qualify. What percentage of the workforce were you able to sustain with the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy, the CEWS? When asked, we had over 28% indicated that 1 to 25% of their workforce was able to be sustained. 12% indicated 26 to 50% of their workforce was sustained. Another 12% indicated 51 to 75% of their workforce was sustained. 19% indicated 76 to 100% of their workforce was sustained due to the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy, and 27% did not respond. We really wanted to know what is the risk that your tourism business is presently facing, so we asked the tourism operators. 4% were unable to pay the rent or mortgage. 2% are unable to pay commercial utilities. 6% unable to pay property tax. 7% are closing their businesses permanently. 2% insurmountable debt levels. 3% bankruptcy. 51% significant loss of cash flow. 16% other, and 5% no response. What other forms of financial aid do you require during COVID-19? We asked. Grants to cover the infrastructure costs and PPE required for reopening came back at 31.7%. Greater access eligibility to the Canadian Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance, CECRA, 12.1%. Increased access to interest-free loans, 24.3%. Increased access to direct financial aid, 47.5%. Debt forgiveness, 36.5%. And other, 19.5%. We asked New Brunswick's tourism operators what are their greatest concerns about the impact of COVID-19 on their tourism operation. Here are some answers. That COVID hangs on to the next year. Being able to keep your business. Substantial loss of revenue. Short-term impacts are that we're using our cash reserves meant for infrastructure reinvestment instead of maintaining operations. The biggest challenge being that not knowing the travel restrictions and border restrictions will be loosened. It becomes impossible to predict when air service and revenue base will recover or when airlines would plan to resume their activity. Running a small seasonal business that is down 50+% and wondering if making enough to survive through the long cold winter. The number of years it's going to take for customers to come back to our area. If they only knew the extra care I'm taking to make sure our rooms are cleaned properly. Getting into debt. Being able to survive this year and even next year. Loss of income. I've had about 90 to 95% loss of customers and income. Since the beginning of COVID-19 crisis, TIANB has been monitoring the industry to truly know and understand the impact of the pandemic and the operators in the province. These are very difficult times to all of us, and we need to work together to provide government officials with the information they need to make and support their decisions. TIANB is here to support you.